On the morning of June 6th, 1984, in the close-knit town of Greenville, Alabama, 12-year-old Sherry Lynn Marler accompanied her stepfather, Ray Stringfellow, into town. It was a routine trip for Sherry, but little did anyone know it would be the last time her family would see her. Ray gave her money to buy a soda from a gas station vending machine while he went into the bank, instructing Sherry to meet him back at the truck afterwards. Sherry Lynn Marler was born on August 18th, 1971, to parents Betty and Ralph. She grew up on the Stringfellows' 400-acre farm, where she developed a love for the outdoors and farming. Known as Little Farmer, Sherry was strong-willed and had a cheerful disposition. The morning of June 6th, 1984, began like any other for the Marler Stringfellow family. Betty left for work at the Waffle House, while Ray had errands to run. Sherry opted to accompany Ray, and they stopped at the First National Bank in Greenville. Dusty from the morning chores, Sherry didn't want to go inside and mentioned she was thirsty. Ray gave her $1 for a soda from the nearby Chevron gas station vending machine. However, when Ray returned to the truck, Sherry was nowhere to be found. Frantic, Ray searched for her, but she remained missing. After an agonizing half hour, Ray reported Sherry missing to the authorities. Law enforcement conducted extensive searches by air and land, focusing on Ray initially, as he was the last person to see Sherry. However, no trace of her was found. Eyewitness sightings emerged, describing Sherry with an older man in various locations, but none were confirmed. The case gained media attention, with Sherry's disappearance featured on Missing Have You Seen This Person? In 1986. Despite numerous sightings reported from across the country, none led to Sherry's whereabouts. In recent years, social media speculation has surfaced, alleging Sherry was a victim of a disturbing conspiracy involving familial pedophilia. Ryan Anderson, a local resident, claimed Sherry's abduction and murder, supported by unsettling photographs supposedly linked to the case. Tragically, closure has remained elusive for Sherry's family. Ray Stringfellow passed away in 2003, followed by Ralph Marler in 2013 and Larry Lee Marler in 2016. Betty Stringfellow, Sherry's mother, remains one of the last connections to this perplexing case. Last seen in 2018 meeting with Ryan Anderson. Reed Taylor Jeppson, born on May 28, 1949, to Elizabeth and Edward Jeppson, was a cherished member of a large Mormon family in Salt Lake City, Utah. An Eagle Scout and a diligent student, Reed was adored by his peers and had a part-time gig as a paperboy. He also found joy in training his 2 German short-haired pointers for bird hunting, alongside playing football for his school team, where he recently celebrated scoring his inaugural touchdown. However, Reed's life took a haunting turn on the fateful morning of Sunday, October 11th, 1964. After attending church with his family, Reed mentioned to his sister Suzanne about feeding his dogs before dinner. Wearing a black parka with blue lining and Levi's jeans, he left the family home with that intention, never to return. Despite a sighting of Reed with his dogs near the College of St. Mary of the Wasatch, approximately 50 minutes away, around 1 p.m., his subsequent movements became a mystery. With each passing hour of his absence, worry escalated. The family filed a missing person report, triggering an extensive search led by law enforcement, encompassing Salt Lake City and its surroundings. including the foothills. Despite their efforts, no trace of Reed or his beloved pets was found. Various unconfirmed sightings and rumors circulated, leading authorities to explore potential leads, including a theory about Reed trekking to Missouri to visit a girl he'd met during a summer ranch job. However, no concrete evidence surfaced to validate these claims. Amidst the search, suspicions veered towards a local doctor known to the family, suspected of nefarious activities. However, despite being questioned by authorities, he was eventually cleared of involvement, leaving the case at a standstill. Reopened in 2010, Reed's case resurfaced in hopes of unearthing new leads. Despite advancements in technology and renewed efforts, the mystery of Reed's disappearance persists, leaving his family grappling with unanswered questions and unfulfilled closure. Suzanne Tate, Reed's sister, remains haunted by her brother's fate, pondering the sinister possibility of a predator's involvement. As years pass, the Jeppson family continues to seek closure, their hopes pinned on the possibility of answers emerging from their community. With Reed's name etched on a headstone at the SLC cemetery, the family remains steadfast in their quest for truth, refusing to let Reed's memory fade into obscurity. Suzanne Susie Gloria Lyall, born on April 6, 1978, in Saratoga Springs, New York, to Doug and Mary Lyall, grew up in Ballston Spa, New York. She was the youngest of 3 children. Susie was a reserved yet highly intelligent individual with a keen interest in computers, often building them from scratch. Alongside her technological pursuits, she found solace in poetry, using it as a means of self-expression. During her high school years, she joined a computer club where she met Richard Condon, with whom she began a romantic relationship. Graduating with honors from Ballston Spa High School in 1996, Susie pursued computer science. To support her studies, Susie worked part-time jobs at a software store and a computer company in Troy. She maintained regular contact with her family and Richard. The last confirmed sighting of Susie was on March 2nd, 1998, when she disembarked from a bus near her dormitory at approximately 9:45 p.m. She was reported missing the next day by Richard when she failed to return to campus. Despite initial dismissal by campus security, an investigation ensued when Susie missed classes and exams. The Lyalls and her university offered a reward for information leading to her whereabouts. Subsequent inquiries revealed 3 withdrawals from Susie's bank account, one of which occurred after her disappearance. Suspicion arose around Richard due to his possession of Susie's PIN and their turbulent relationship. Despite investigation into multiple leads, including a reported stalker and potential suspects like John Reagan and Israel Keys, Susie's fate remains unknown. Susie's family continued to advocate for missing persons through legislation and founded the Center for Hope. While Doug Lyall passed away in 2015, Mary remains determined to uncover the truth. Former lead investigator John Camp believes Susie's disappearance is likely a homicide, but her case remains unsolved. Kyron Richard Horman was born on September 9, 2002, in Portland, Oregon, to parents Kane and Desiree. His early life was marked by familial shifts, as his parents divorced before his birth, and he initially lived with his mother, Desiree, due to her health struggles. However, as Desiree sought treatment in Canada, Kyron moved in with his father, Kane, who was an engineer at Intel. To assist with Kyron's care, Desiree's friend Terry moved into the Horman household, ultimately marrying Kane in 2007. Kyron, a vibrant 7-year-old, exhibited a keen intellect and a passion for law enforcement, inspired by his stepfather. He excelled academically and was noted for his interest in subjects like math and sign language. However, his family observed concerning lapses in memory and attention, leading up to his disappearance. On June 4th, 2010, Kyron participated in a science fair at Skyline Elementary, showcasing his project on red-eyed tree frogs. Terry accompanied him to school that morning, where multiple witnesses confirmed their presence. After viewing the exhibits, Terry and her infant daughter left the school around 8:45 a.m., with Kyron reportedly heading to his math class. When Kane returned home from work at 2 p.m., Kyron was not there. Concern grew when Kyron failed to disembark the school bus, prompting a search that involved over 1,300 volunteers spanning 10 days. Despite extensive efforts, Kyron remained missing, transitioning the case from a missing persons inquiry to a criminal investigation. Suspicions soon centered on Terry Horman. She was the sole adult to fail polygraph tests and exhibited animosity towards Kyron in emails, blaming him for marital discord. Reports emerged of Terry's troubling behavior on the day of Kyron's disappearance, including allegedly washing his belongings and displaying an oddly cheerful demeanor. Furthermore, accusations surfaced of Terry's involvement in a plot to harm her husband Kane, adding to the cloud of suspicion surrounding her. In 2020, new details emerged from journalist Rebecca Morris's book, indicating eyewitness sightings of Kyron leaving school with Terry. Allegations of Terry's unusual actions and statements further fueled speculation about her involvement. Despite these revelations, Terry maintains her innocence, attributing Kyron's disappearance to abduction. Years later, with no tangible evidence linking anyone to Kyron's disappearance, the investigation persists. His family's unwavering hope and ongoing efforts, including rallies and fundraisers, underscore their determination to seek justice for Kyron. As the community continues to grapple with the haunting mystery, authorities vow to pursue any new leads diligently in the pursuit of truth and closure. Amber Elizabeth Cates entered the world in Spring Hill, Tennessee on February 3rd, 1988. Her early life remains largely shrouded in mystery, with scant details known beyond her journey through different states before returning to Tennessee, where she found herself in foster care. Just 4 days prior to her vanishing, her half-sister, Brenda James, was granted legal custody of the 16-year-old Amber. The last confirmed sighting of Amber occurred on April 11th, 2004, at her mother Trudy's residence on Tracy Lane in Maury County, Tennessee. She had plans for a spring break outing with friends and family, but never returned as scheduled. A missing persons report was swiftly filed. Amber was seen departing her mother's home with a friend, James Gordon, driving a gold Mazda. Although James claimed to have dropped Amber off with another friend known as California, whose real name was Ronald, investigations revealed little progress. California, a convicted rapist, allegedly parted ways with Amber after a visit to a local establishment, leaving her at a garage in Columbia, Tennessee. Brenda James, Amber's half-sister and legal guardian, revealed Amber's troubled associations with negative influences, leading to occasional experimentation with drugs and alcohol. Despite initial perceptions of her disappearance as a runaway case, the lack of activity associated with her social security number and cell phone since 2004 raises concerns. Notably, while Amber possessed a driver's license, her driving record remains devoid of any infractions. Brenda James continues to hold annual candlelight vigils in honor of her missing sister, expressing a deep conviction that Amber's fate lies within Maury County. Reported sightings of Amber span from New England to California to Mexico. Yet, investigations yield no conclusive results. Moreover, allegations circulating on the Facebook page, Bring Amber Elizabeth Cates Home, suggest Amber's involvement in human trafficking, although none have been substantiated. Suspicion surrounds California, the last individual known to have seen Amber, yet no charges have been filed against him, and he remains unclassified as a person of interest. Speculation persists regarding Amber's mother, Trudy, with claims suggesting she may possess undisclosed knowledge concerning her daughter's whereabouts. However, investigations into Trudy's involvement remain inconclusive. As Amber would turn 36 this year, her physical description, standing at 5'5" and weighing approximately 100 pounds, with light brown or possibly blonde hair, green eyes, and 2 fillings in her teeth, remains vital in ongoing efforts to locate her.